Yum, yum, yum. What we cooking today? Oh, steaming weenies. Oh, yeah. So, hello. Hey, I thought we'd do another video. It's nice balmy weather, and we had a lot of stuff going on around here since last video, so I'm gonna give you a nice tour. Wisconsin here is hotter than a bean, and we lost almost, I shouldn't say we lost, almost everything bolted that was a green, so we hurry up and ended up replacing them with different plants in the garden. We had a lot of good growing going on. One of the things we did too is back here, we ended up putting on about a 60 feet worth of picket fence over here for a nice little border. Going right down here at the bottom of the property over by the mulberry tree. And we ended up taking care of a lot of different stuff around here. We're going to be doing next couple of videos coming up. We're going to be doing some PVC projects. Got a few days off of work, so I want to do some other stuff. Very proud of my little kids, by the way. Lily and Steven at ages 8 and 10, they their first jerky using hot dogs. Hey, it wasn't bad. So anyway, they did everything from preparing it, cutting it, marinating it, dehydrating, and cleaning up after themselves. So there's hope at least my kids ain't gonna starve in this new world order whack job existence that we have these days. So anyway, yeah, my yard's still a mess, but some of it looks good yet, so I'm gonna give a nice little tour. It cools down a little bit, and it's supposed to start building up the fire a little bit. I had a cooling issue in that with my wife's feeders too, so bird feeders, so got that taken care of. As you can see, we're about ready to chop down all our chives here, just seeded in that, and give the new generations a chance. We're doing pretty good with our herbs over here that we started on the bed. Starting to thin this out. Still a little bit more. Almost done with the shed. Not the biggest, but not the worst. A little extra storage here. And going through some of our other little building materials. So anyway, finally got a little bit of area here. We're thinking about maybe eventually next year putting a couple beds here. I think we're pretty much done planting for the most part. Except maybe let the kids have a little fun. So anyway, let me put this down. Have it slightly safe over here. So anyway, as I said before, we had a lot of goofy temperatures in Wisconsin. And literally it got as high as 132 in the greenhouse. So this is a freaking rush and a half looking at stuff, getting them going and keeping them alive. And it's even warm again. We went through 4 freaking sprinklers we had here that pretty much all of them took a shit, so to speak. So we got a couple new ones in that, and we're gonna try and sit there and make it a little bit easier for gardening. But since the last video, it's awesome. The difference in the garden that we've seen. I'm even starting to see a little bit of red in some of our raspberries, which is pretty awesome. So I'm gonna give you a tour of it. Explain kind of where some of the changes went and some of the highlights in here. So let's go. Let's keep on here and we'll take a tour. We'll flip it over. So anyway, over here by the wife's lilac bush, we had a bunch of cucumbers that we were going to plant, so we did start planting some of them in pots over here. We had a few of them Asian asparagus beans left over, so we went over there and added them in. And here and over here is our kohlrabi patch, and it's doing fantastic. It's starting, if you look over here, especially down here, we're starting to get some girth on it down here at the bottom. And all along back there between going up the trellis is going to be some more asparagus beans on both sides. And the bird chili Thai peppers. And okay, I may be eating crow on this because we said on the tag get up to 1.7 meters. I called BS on it, and some of these are about 1.5 feet right now. And growing pretty strong. We've had a ton, and I mean a ton. Right here, some more cucumbers, as well as in back over here. And a lot of these are the Market More cucumbers, and back in those pots far back there, those four are the Cushaw pumpkins. And these again, two of them, yeah, we're pushing past 9 feet now on the peach trees. Same with the pear trees here. So we're getting some good growth on here. This is awesome. We see monarchs and a lot of other wildlife we usually don't see too much here on a daily basis in our little garden here, so that's nice. Pretty much everything from here down, and on the peppers and tomatoes, we have had a ton of blossoms. I'm not kidding. I've actually taken about a 2-inch jalapeno off and about a 2.5-inch cayenne long thin off already. And these plants are only about 1 foot high, some of them, and so it's like this is literally a war. We are trying to keep ahead as much as possible, and I'm grateful that God's blessed us with all this stuff. But I'll tell you what, the tomatoes are getting big enough we can almost start leaving them alone maybe soon. So, right down here we always have the mortgage lifters in this bed, and down at the end we have the black crim, which are an awesome tasting tomato. These smaller peppers down here, we've almost probably had to take about buds off of probably over 3/4 of them there, and there's still more coming. I've been thankful. These tam jalapenos on the beds right here, the 3 steel ones. And then over here we have the cherry tomatoes. The cherry tomatoes, we really had to sit there and do a lot of debudding in that. The tam jalapenos, we have not at all. Right over here we have our giant mustard and dill growing. Mustard's about ready to be picked. Dill's going fine. I gotta say, with this mustard, it's nice because it's like a really nice crisp green salad. But it's got a really strong mustard scent after that. So, and over here, down here, we got the Amish paste and the brandywines down here. And over here we got more of the Romas, the pineapple tomatoes, Mr. Stripey, and the yellow boys. And over here, we're going here. These are all of the purple tomatillos that the woman planted down here, and that's where all the spinach bolted went to seed. Right down here, you can see right here, we're getting some nice red raspberries coming up now. So there's a ton of them going on. Got a little friend there in the way, but like right now, like this plant right here, for example, is already about 2 feet high, and our cherry trees. This one has really gotten about 6 feet high. It's actually cool because somewhere around here we got our first cherries. These are getting a little weepy because I have Junior water them, but this are my son's little area here. And as you can see in the back too, the grapevines are starting to come alive. Those are actually a couple of years old, and these are the excuse me, pineapple tomatoes. And these supposedly get about 7 to 9 feet. And there's quite a few of these over 2 feet right now. So, and supposedly get about 2 pounds. We'll have to see. And then down here we got our snap peas going. And this is our first okra bed here. And this did fantastic last year. Right here, wow, these things are going. We're going to be watering again soon. And there's some more Chinese beans and the cucumber seedlings in there. And the same over here. And over here are some of the other sweet peppers too. As you can, I brought up before, it's kind of nice and already. If you look down here, you can see some of the raspberries starting to turn good. And the raspberry leaves too can be used for tea. Dry out, as well as the grape leaves over here for canning, for keeping your pickles crisp. Now, this one really surprised me. This is we planted this last year, this grapevine right here, and we've counted about 13 little clumps of grapes started right here. If you see all over, there's a lot of them hiding all around. There's some down there. There's about 13 down here that we counted in this one plant. So it's starting to take over as we wanted it here. Hopefully soon it will be going a lot further. And I may have to extend it over here a little bit towards the blueberries back there. So over here we ended up doing most of our pumpkins and squash. Again, we had a row of sugar pumpkins, and they are crowded. We expect to lose a few. The white patty pan, the yellow patty pan, the trombone squash I got from my friend Bill, the green pumpkin, and these two are surprising. The banana melon, it's 4-year-old seed. It's amazing they're even doing it. So we'll see what happens there. This I'm watching closely. These 3 rows right here are all on my okra, and I want to see how these do, because if these do better, I'm going to probably move the entire okra over to this side of the garden next year, and probably add 2 more rows and get rid of the row back in the other 6x20 bed, because be able to pack it a little bit better. It'll be a little bit stronger, and they're a little taller plants, so I can utilize the sun a little bit better over there. Over here we got our dark green zucchini, and they're starting to go a little bit better, and as well as the red Hubbard squash. And the final one is the round zucchini right here. And these I guess get about 2.5 inches to 4 inches, and they're in a ball shape. And I'll tell you what, even right now we got our first flower right there, going right down. So these are going to be interesting to watch. We better do some with our rhubarb too as well soon. So we'll probably be picking some of that pretty soon this week, and preparing that and freezing it. So anyway, that's about the extent of what's been going on this week. I said a lot of stuff. I had to get rid of a rabbit coon, and got that taken care of, so hopefully it ain't gonna bother anymore. the wildlife around here. And we do generally, because I have a lot of people whining, pissing, mowing online about having to shoot a wild animal. And I'll tell you what, I'm not a little fairy hippie animal tree hugger, okay? But, you know, generally I don't believe if you're not going to eat an animal, don't kill it. Unless it's threatening your family or something. And quite honestly, I'm sorry, if it's a choice between a mean-ass varmint going after my chickens, for example, I'm sorry, they're going to lose, period. And I don't go on my way to make it suffer. So, again, you know, people, if you're going to piss and moan about it, I'm sorry, you really need to rethink what you're doing on some of these homesteading sites. So anyway, what we were doing, and if anyone goes on my Pinterest page, I do have this little section called PVC projects. So we're getting caught up a little bit. As I said, we got the shed almost done. I do have to sit there and jack up the foundation here and that, and put about 8 or 9 screws, I think Jeannie said, and we're done. We start loading stuff in, getting some stuff out. Tried to pawn off our leftover hot pepper plants, and well, nobody wants them. I guess I'm gonna have to sit there and utilize some more of these. It's a blessing, yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, it's also getting to be a pain, and I'll show you why in a bit. Before we go over here, this is what's left. We actually have a full empty frickin' driveway finally, all the 8 pallets. And we have about 20 bags in the greenhouse. And right there, that little pile is all that's left. So what we did when we got rid of put in the new herb garden and that, and we rescued some of our old mint that came back. And this is all mojito mint, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. And that my daughter Kira transferred, and she did a real good job. So we're gonna fence this up to hopefully try to contain it. And I would really love to start a little lavender bed right here for next year. So we're gonna have to sit there and take care of some of that. And it's still blossoming, but Jeannie's flower bed did really good in that. Yeah, there's the weeds starting, but hey, that's okay. We'll get it. It's progress and not perfection. We'll be getting that a little bit better. We do have a shepherd hook. We did get some of these new bird feeders here to attract some birds and for more pollinators and such. And I'll tell you what, it's nice because I did not realize this, but last year I was in the garden with the okra, and I'm not kidding you, hummingbirds love okra flowers. And I just really blew my mind that to see them there. So again, getting back, we do have we're getting a little bit more room in the yard. Be nice when everything's a little bit more organized. And I gotta finish pounding in this shepherd hook, this double shepherd hook between the 2 magnolias, and that's where the bird feeders are gonna go. There's a lot of rocks on here, so it's a real pain in the rear end to do. So anyway, with all the greens going to seed and crap, what we found and what we saved is actually right here. And right here are 2 black walnut trees that we found growing in the garden that we decided to replant. And this right here is the first attempt at growing a canna from a seed. There's an orange canna that my wife did. And thanks to Jenny, she gave Jean a bunch of cannas here and that she acquired, so she's got quite the little canna farm going here. And Now, what do we do down here? Oh, the ghost peppers that were left over. We're right here on the first row of pots. Then the big next one are the Carolina Reapers we're going to be growing because we're out of them. We ran out of space. And up here are the Tam jalapenos. So this is a whole new, more peppers that we didn't anticipate having room for right down here. As you can see, the greenhouse starting to look a little, well, empty and organized and that. And this right here, actually, and some of these don't look too good. So, anybody in my vicinity that actually wants some hot peppers, if we're not, if you get to me, if we get a chance to use them, we will. Let me know. We do have these left over. And I may do a little experimenting in here. I highly doubt it, but if I do, who knows? We have hauled rear end trying to get stuff caught up, so it's time to start packing up and enjoying the harvest, so to speak. Finish up some other projects and maybe do a little traveling around the state this year for some other things and find some other happy stuff. So over here, and I don't know why they call these infernos right here, but they're not as hot as jalapenos supposedly. I suppose I could probably really tear them out and put them in the garden up there, find some other things. But we do have the other habaneros right here. They've been growing. And then back here, the red habaneros. And right here, the long thins right here, you can, shit. I just picked them damn things off yesterday and they're already growing buds again. It goes for the Thai red peppers too. So, these actually, the Thais and these two are actually the only ones that I'm down here that we're probably going to be picking the buds off. And the reason is because I watched a video and apparently when in Wisconsin, even though it's hot as heck out here right now, a lot of people recommend if you're in an area with a shorter growing season, you might want to just be grateful for what you get, so to speak, with ultra hot peppers, which we have enough down here. I mean, that's actually the weak ones on the balcony, okay? The other ones right now we're growing down here. We have 12 ghost peppers right here, and we're doing 6 Trinidad scorpion peppers, which them with the chocolate scorpions and back right here, and the Carolina Reapers right here are 3 of the 10 hottest peppers in the world. Official, meaning that they have been tested. So those right there, and you can see right here, these are just loading up with buds right now, and these are very long growing plants, and they will bush out. As you can see right here where all our towers were, the seeds just went to hell. They really did. The heat just killed them. And it's just the way it is right now. These parts, like the loofahs right here, they take a while to start. But Jeannie's got these right here, and some they're really starting to come up, especially this one right here and over here. And now we're starting to see the shoots. Once the shoots start, they will just start really flying up in that. So, and this could take another month and a half, easy, before they get a foot high. Probably about 2 months before they get up to here, which is about 2 feet higher into here before they grab onto the trellis. But once they do, they will blow up. So anyway, again, aside of the peppers and that we had left over, and it's over planting, over harvesting, that's nice. But we did, and it looks like we're gonna have to water again anyway, and that. But we end up with mostly our orange and lemon habanero peppers. These are all the ones started from seed, including the big Thai hybrid and These are the only two that actually came from Cermak grocery store, the poblano peppers, which are freaking huge. And we saved the seeds. And we have some other lemon habaneros in these small packs over here. And this, the total eclipse space pepper. This is the only one out of a 4-year-old seed I got online. I have no idea what it looks like. I haven't had time to do it, but it's like pretty groovy. Out of 3 plants, I got 1 viable plant, so we're gonna see what's going on there. So moving along here, we get down here, past the chickens here, and they're getting spoiled. They got a fan going on right here, and you can see they like the breeze. And I'm back over by flower garden. We can take a little walk around here with the fence. It kind of keeps out some of the wild clover that we grew. And I really wish I would have bought another 30 feet of this because I had a really good idea for a project. So, is what it is though. It's always next year. And behold, the empty driveway, which as soon as we get caught up again, like I said, still a construction zone down here, but it's going to be future home of our shed next right here, our next shed we buy. I was really proud of my kids. We had something, the young ones with the tools and that. They scrapped entire shelving that was not too good anymore. Saved the good hardware, so we're gonna see what's going on there. And we got some 3/4 PVC pipe down here. What I'm gonna do, well, like I said, my Pinterest area, I actually have a board with nothing but PVC projects in, anywhere from greenhouses, chicken tractors to whatever you have. So aside this, we're really going to be messing around with a lot of stuff and trying a lot of different stuff. Gonna have to tune up. We added another one right here for a backup for a snowblower this year, and 25 bucks at a rummage sale. I was not going to complain. Prices are going through the roof too on a lot of stuff too, so you might want to really start looking around, and excuse my mess.